If you're on here live with me, say hello. If you guys are catching the replay, let me know in the comments. You want to put where you're coming from as well. There's lots of people from all around the world, so feel free to put where you're from in the comments. I wanted to come on here today. I just got off an incredible coaching call with one of my clients, and I felt really pulled to come on here and share this with you all to in hopes of you guys getting some value out of this. So if you're somebody who finds yourself rushing around and can seem like a little bit like a nut job sometimes, I'm like that too, and you're really looking to slow down. Hi, Gregory. So excited you're on here with me. So if you're somebody who find yourself rushing around and you want to really learn how to slow down, you want to learn how to have more peace in your external environment, I'm going to teach you some cool things today that are really going to help you in this. So, little story for you. I'm sure so many of you guys can resonate with this as well when you're literally just like rushing around the house. So, this morning I was like here by myself and caught myself. The first thing for everything, guys, is awareness. Awareness is huge for everything. Good morning. Good morning. So, awareness. So, do you ever find yourself literally just like rushing around doing things? If you can resonate with that, put that in the comments. Put a heck yes in the comments if you can resonate with that. So this morning I literally had nowhere to go. I had my coaching call, but had lots of time for it. And I'm going into the kitchen to go make my coffee. And I'm literally just like going to like the fridge, grabbing stuff like really quickly. And I like caught myself in it. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I like look, I'm like, Laura, like, where do you think you're going? Right? Hey, Julia. Hi, Carolyn. Right? Like, you're just like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, slow the heck down. Like, where do you think you're going? I'm going nowhere, right? But it's all a program, it's all a pattern, right? And we've been conditioned in a society that has us go, 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 go all the time. So even when we don't have to be like that, we a lot of the time are, right? It's like you just feel like you can't sit still, you can't slow down. So I'm going to teach you an incredible just awareness tool for you to start being able to bring awareness into your body, into the way that you're feeling, so you can start slowing down. Because the big thing is, if you're somebody who's rushing around, our external world is always just an indicator of what's going on inside. Okay, and with this tool that I'm gonna show you, it's just gonna prove that. So when I was like rushing around, I was doing that, and when I stopped, I had the awareness of it. I slowed down, and I just took three big deep breaths. So first thing, when you catch yourself doing that, like call yourself out on it. Like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you being so quick right now? You don't need to be so quick. Like slow down, relax, be in the present moment, enjoy, right? So first thing, awareness. Second thing, just check in with your breath. I always love to put my one hand on my heart and my one hand on my belly. And you can even close your eyes, because when you can shut out that external environment, it actually helps to bring you internal. So do that. Just take a few big, slow, deep breaths. So just in through your nose. And you can do this with me right now. In through your nose, allowing your belly to expand and holding it at the top. And exhaling through your mouth. And when you do an exhale, an audible exhale, it actually helps to relieve more energy from your body as well. So breathe in through your nose. It's going to help stimulate some nerves in your body that are going to help your body to relax. And then exhale audibly through your mouth. So you can do that just a few times. You can do that with me right now. So one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, breathing in through your nose, holding it at the top, and exhaling through your mouth. Just allowing your mind to settle, settling back into your body. And a lot of the time you might notice in your body that you're feeling kind of anxious. And a lot of people don't understand that emotions are just held in our body. It's an energy stored in our body. And a lot of the time we're not actually connected to our bodies because we're living so much up here, right? So when we can slow down and actually tune into where these things are in our body, our emotional guidance system is actually here to be able to direct us and guide us, right? It's our intuition, our sixth sense, right? A lot of us talk about that, yet a lot of us don't know how to tap into it or use it. So the more we can tap into our body, the better it'll be for our own guidance systems. It starts bringing our power back internal so that we can start making more changes in our lives that are for us instead of for other people. So we're not people pleasing, we're not doing all of these things. So just tuning back into your body, allowing yourself to understand where this energy is sitting, And just bringing acceptance. If you're feeling anxious, that's just an emotion. There's nothing wrong with you. It's an emotion. It's cool. However you're feeling, you might be feeling heaviness somewhere. You might be feeling nausea. You might be feeling whatever. You might be feeling like kind of weird and tingly. Like that's all energy in your body, right? So when you do that, I want you just check in with yourself. How am I feeling in my body right now? And you just check in, right? There's no right or wrong to any of it. It's all perfect exactly how it is. And then when you're doing that, once you check in with your body, you can kind of take it one step further and check in with your thoughts, right? When we're running around on our external environment and it's chaotic, when we're running around super fast, it's only because what's going on inside of our head is super chaotic. So chances are there's things in your head that are bouncing around like little ping pong balls, thoughts that are bouncing around in your body like little ping pong balls, right? And it's causing all this kind of chaos. So it's not, when it's in our head, it doesn't really like it. We don't have anything to actually physically see or know what we can change. So that's why you'll always hear me talking about journaling. Journaling is huge. So even if you're somewhere, like I always like all my clients, I'm like, have your notebook in your purse, have it everywhere. Like literally bring that thing wherever you go. Or we've got our trusty phones nowadays, right, too. So we can make lists in our phones, use our reminders in our phones, use the notes section of our phones. So writing things down. So just taking a quick second to pause, slow down your breathing, slow yourself down, grab your piece of paper and just write down all the things that are in your mind. Okay, so for me this morning, like I just had a few things that I wanted to do, right? I had to get ready for my my coaching session. I wanted to make a coffee. I wanted to go brush my teeth, do some stuff before I had my call. So it was just like I was just rushing it. It's just our minds, So as soon as I wrote it down on paper, it was just like, whew, okay, like this is all doable stuff that I can do before my call. And a lot of the time too, you'll notice that when you have stuff written down, another example, this happened to me, it was this summer, but I wrote down all the things that I had to do. And I was like, okay, like all of the things on this list don't need to get done right this second. Then we can start using our logical brains to be like, hey, this doesn't even need to get done right now, but when can I do this? Right? Our brains just want us to thrive. They want us to just do the best that we can, but it's not, when it's in here, we can't really do much with it. It's not until we can actually see it. Right? All of the things in our head, they just want to be seen, heard, and understood. They want you to thrive. So even that anxiety that you're feeling, it wants you to move. It wants you to bring what's in your head out. That's all it wants. All right? So we don't need to think that there's anything wrong with us. It's just learning different skills, different tools like this, like journaling, to be able to get this stuff out. So once you write it down, you can start looking at it kind of logically. And another thing, so once you do that, then you can start being like, hey, like, do I want to do this now? Do I want to do that? Start prioritizing. Scheduling things is huge. And then the other thing that you can do that I want to kind of teach you today is Ho'oponopono. Have you heard of Ho'oponopono before? Put it in the comments if you have. It's an old Hawaiian technique, and it translates to make right. And basically what Ho'oponopono is the mantra that you are going to repeat. And it's an emotional clearing technique. So it is going to help you to remove these heavy, dense emotions and transmute them through your body so that it feels more light, and it doesn't actually get stored in your body, right? So when we talk about emotions, when we're talking about all of those thoughts in your head that are causing all this chaos, right? If they're limiting thoughts, they're going to create a loop. So you have a thought and then it creates an emotion. That emotion stays in your body for about 90 seconds. Any emotion that stays in your body for longer than 90 seconds, it's because of a repetitive thought or a repetitive trigger. Okay, so understanding that, if you're feeling like these emotions, these heavy emotions for longer than 90 seconds, it's because you need to change a thought pattern a lot of the time. Or it could be from something in your external environment that is literally re-triggering this, right? So either get out of the environment or change your thought process. So I'm going to teach you a pattern interrupt. So Ho'oponopono is a pattern interrupt. So when we can shift that pattern from these limiting thoughts or the things that we're not doing, the things that we're not whatever, that create that heavy, dense emotion pattern, we can change it to a thought that is more empowering, that is going to create that same emotional connection through your body, but bring more light emotions that you may want to feel, right? Happiness, contentment, gratitude, love, right? Those are all higher frequency emotions. So Ho'oponopono, I want you to write these 4 things down, and you can rewatch this video if you do not get this right now, if you don't have pen and paper with you. But it is, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and I love you. Okay, so thank you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, and I love you. So those 4 words. And the whole thing with Ho'oponopono is that it's, like I said, it's to make right. So it is about taking radical responsibility and understanding that everything that you are currently experiencing, you created. This is about not blaming. This is not about victim mentality. This is about bringing everything back within so that we can truly understand that whether it was a subconscious pattern or a conscious pattern, right? Whether we knew about it or not, we created the reality that we're living in. Okay, so it's just about having that full acceptance. Okay, shit, like, you know what? I'm the one that got myself here. Okay, what can we do now in this present moment to move myself out of it? Right? So Ho'oponopono. So you're going to repeat them. You don't even need to know what the subconscious pattern is that's causing it because it's a pattern interrupt. It's going to shift your pattern. So as long as you can remember these 4 words and repeat them over and over again like a mantra in your head, you're literally going to feel the energy drain out of your body and you're going to feel lighter. And I'll give you a little example of when I used this. I remember the very first time I learned this, I think it was like 3 years ago now, I used it. And we were at an Isagenix event in Ottawa, network marketing event. And I like literally was like so fired up at this point. I'm like, I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to do my morning routine. I'm going to do my yoga. We were staying in an Airbnb. So I was there with, my mom was there. Alex was there. I got a few friends there. And I was like, I'm going to do all of this stuff because I like really want to set my day up for success. And I know that all the most successful people do their morning routine so that like, that's what I want to do. Hi, Wendy. I'm so excited you're on here. You're so welcome. Yeah, so I was at this event. I turned my alarm on that night so that my alarm would go off. I'd have lots of time for my morning routine. My alarm went off and I was still tired. And my friend turned off my alarm because it was just going off. And I fell back asleep. And like they left, they were all getting ready, whatever. My friend comes in like literally 10 minutes before we have to leave. And she's like, Laura, like we have to leave in 10 minutes. And I got up and I was so angry. It's like when you see those memes, like when you wake up from a nap and you feel like you're like late for school. That's what I felt like. It's like you're in complete panic. You're so angry. I was so mad. I'm like, why didn't my alarm go off? Like, what the heck? And I was going to blame everybody else. And when you're in that, like you're literally projecting. You're projecting your emotions on others, right? This is not anybody else's problem but my own. And a lot of the time we try to blame people. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. No, it was my fault, right? It was my fault for falling asleep. I could blame anybody else. Like, sure, somebody could have came in and like woke me up earlier, but you know, it's not their responsibility to do that. So anyway, so I was so emotionally angry in my body, and I literally just learned this technique. So I started repeating this mantra in my mind. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Repeat, 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 repeat. I went into the bathroom, started getting ready, and literally I could feel the emotions just draining out of my body. And it was the coolest experience ever because I understood in that moment how much impact I have on my own life as well as other people's lives. Because guaranteed, if I did not do this, I would have projected my negativity, my anger, my frustration on everybody else that was there, ruining everyone's morning. How many of us can relate to that where we sometimes do that? You know, we're human. We haven't been taught how to really like deal with our emotions, so it happens sometimes. We project our emotions onto others. I even still do it now, you know, like there's no such thing as perfect or a perfect, right? It's just about owning it and apologizing. So in that moment, I understood how the power of me understanding my own internal emotions and how I can impact my own life, but how it also impacts everybody else. So the cool thing with this is, like I said, it's a pattern interrupt. So as I shifted my thoughts from fuck, I wish my alarm got off. I wish I could do my morning routine. Oh man, I really wanted to do yoga. Probably what else? Like so and so. My mom says she remembers that morning. Yeah. Like fuck, like why wouldn't somebody fucking wake me up beforehand? Think about it. All of these negative thoughts, these are all repetitive thoughts that are creating these negative emotions in my body on loop. We get stuck in these loopholes. So as soon as I shifted to thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Thank you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you. All of these words, what did it start doing? It started creating a new emotional loop for me to go into. Right? Oh, Ashley, I'm so glad that helped you. Yeah, so I started going into this new emotional loop. And what did it do? It didn't necessarily bring me into a positive, happy state. I'm not like waking up like, woo! No, but it brought me back to neutral. It brought me back to neutral. And it was huge because then I could really just sit with myself, and I wasn't very talkative, I'll tell you that morning. I literally was like not in a positive state, but I wasn't in a negative state where I was going to project all of my shit onto everybody else. I was in a neutral state. So this is a tool that you can use any point. Like, it doesn't matter how big or how small the emotional trigger is. It can be somebody cuts you off and you're like, this guy's a fucking asshole. You know, like, what the hell? Literally repeat, 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 because it's insane how much our minds are literally like parrots. Sometimes I'll catch myself and I'm just repeating like weird things in my head and I'm like, what the heck? It's so weird, you know? So the more, like, doesn't matter how much that emotional trigger is to you, just repeat those 4 words, and it'll bring you back to neutral and you can carry on with your day. So it's going to prevent these emotions from being stored and anchored into your body. I'm going to explain a little bit about this and how much this emotional density really does for our bodies and our health. So when we allow these emotions to get stored in our body, it creates disease. Okay, so dis-ease within our body. And our bodies are all energetic. So the more higher frequency light emotions we have within our body, the more higher frequency densities we have within our body, the more alkaline our bodies are, the healthier we're going to be. When we hold these emotional, low frequency, dense emotions in our body, when we're holding on to them, it creates a lot of messed up things within our bodies energetically, okay? So, hi, Michelle. Thank you. So yeah, so it just is, it's not good for our body. And a lot of the stuff too, like, it's stored in us from when we're children. That's why you'll hear a lot of people doing inner child work, and I do that with my clients as well, as inner child work. So going back to those old traumas, releasing those stored emotions, and then bringing them to the forefront, releasing them, bringing acceptance, bringing love, so we can move forward. And a lot of it will show up as fear. So if you're feeling a lot of fear, it's because you have some past stuff that you haven't quite healed yet. So it's showing up in your present moment as fear. So that's kind of how you know if you have this past trauma, and everybody does. That's literally the journey of being human, is coming here so we can work through all of this stuff and elevate as a soul. Okay? So the thing with Ho'oponopono is it's going to prevent it. It's basically like a block from having any more emotional stuff stored within you, right? It's bringing you back to neutral right away, so that isn't implanting into you as a negative, dense thing that's going to impact you. It's not going to remove anything that's already been stored there, but it's going to be a block. So it's a clearing method for emotional clearing. Okay. So just to kind of recap on everything we talked about, like, if you feel like you're rushing around, you feel like you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, first off, the awareness is huge. Just having the awareness that, like, you're doing it is massive, right? Because we've got to slow down. It's just your conditioning, so forgive yourself, it's part of life. Slow down, take a few big deep breaths in through your nose. You can close your eyes, hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Exhale through your mouth. Audible, it's going to help release those emotions even more. So sighing, like just allowing that to kind of release out of your body. Checking in with your body, bringing acceptance to the emotions you're feeling. They're all there for a reason. Whatever is on your mind, maybe you have a to-do list, write it all down, because remember, everything in your mind just wants to be seen, heard, and understood. As soon as we take it out onto paper, we can actually do something about it. So that's where we can take action on it. And everything is just all about action. So write down your to-do list, rationalize with it. Okay, does this need to get done right now? No, this can get done tomorrow. Okay, schedule it next week or whatever the heck you want to do it, And then Ho'oponopono. So thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Using that as an emotional clearing technique. Whenever you are feeling emotionally tense in your body, you can use this to be able to release it. So you can bring yourself back to that neutral location and move on with your day without projecting your negative shit on the world, right? The more we can, as a humanity, stop doing that, the better it's going to be. Learning that it's all within us to process. It's not on anybody else for us to process our emotions. If we all took that radical responsibility for our own inner well-being, we would start creating that peace. And I mentioned in the beginning that if your external world is chaotic right now, it's all because your inner world is chaotic, right? So you can see, as you do these techniques, it brings more inner peace to your inner world, which is then going to in turn reflect into your outer world and bring more peace into your outer world. Right? So instead of grasping onto things in our external world to try to change things, to bring more inner bring more inner peace, we must change it from within first. So these are some techniques that you can use to be able to change it from the inside so that our outside actually reflects more. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I shared in this live, feel free to put them in the comments. Thank you everybody for being on here with me. I love you guys all so much. And another thing too, so more about journaling. So I did another video on dumping the negativity. I'm going to share that. It's on my YouTube page. So if you don't follow my YouTube page, you can go just Laura Plahuta, subscribe to that, turn on your notifications, and then you'll get all of the video updates. I'm going to start doing some more of them as well, just to kind of share more of this stuff with you guys, because I know the world is chaotic, and it's awesome to just be able to understand that we can use this time to be able to really start shifting internal and start learning some new things, and start making changes in our life in a positive direction. So if you guys found value in this, please share it out, like it, love it. Send it out to your friends, tag them. It really just helps like new content creators like me who really want to make an impact in the world to be able to get this voice and this message out, because I truly believe like this is stuff that should have been taught in our education system, yet it just wasn't. But I know that things are changing right now. We're in a very pivotal time for humanity where things are changing. So I do have hopes of being able to have this type of education into the normal education system for children and stuff like that too, because I know that once even kids learn this stuff, it's literally going to impact people so much. So please feel free to share this, like it, comment, subscribe. That would be absolutely incredible. And as always, if you guys have any questions, put them down below and I will get to them, and I can do other videos on them as well. But you guys are incredible. Thank you for investing your time into being on here with me and just learning some new skills and just really making sure that you're implementing these things into your life. Right? We can learn all the knowledge we want. We're kind of in this information overload right now. So what are you actually doing action-wise? Like making sure you're scheduling the time out of your day to actually do these things. And like I said, taking that pause is going to help you move forward. It's the 2 steps back to take 20 steps forward. So thank you guys so much for being on here with me. I love you guys so much. And I'm just so proud of you for just expanding your minds and opening your hearts to an entirely new way of being, because you truly can become anything that you want to become, do anything you want to do, and live any life that you truly want if you're willing to put in the work. So I'm so proud of you guys. So I will see you guys on the next video. But enjoy your day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.